I'm Bernice Abubedu. Thanks for your company. We're coming to you live from digital address GA0992539. This is our live coverage of the Ghana First Patriotic Front demonstration. Opposition political parties, other groups and individuals are participating in this demonstration to protest the Ghana-US military cooperation deal ratified by Parliament last Friday. About 5,000 people are expected to take part in the ongoing demonstration. The police have been outlining their readiness in ensuring order, peace and security. Let's hear what they've been telling us.
The police have masked up since morning. They've been addressed by the Chief Superintendent himself of police operations, and Kwesi Fori has been here. We had earlier interactions with him, and you can find him here as well. But good morning to you, sir. If I could just have a short interview with you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And how many men have you assembled here for today's movement or march?
We have required number to police this demonstration to a successful conclusion. One thing is the police will remain professional, will be up to task, and make sure we shepherd them peacefully. And we also request that all the demonstrators also will be law-abiding, so that together we can have a peaceful protest march that ends at the old Accra House of Folk Park.
I don't know what words to use, whether your presence here and the accoutrement you have is novel or is just part of your routine. I've seen armored cars, various forms of ammunition here for the small crowd. Is that consistent with police operations?
One thing is all that you've seen around are the normal internationally accepted public order equipment. There is nothing that goes outside this, and we use it to protect them, protect the communities that will be going through, and also protect everybody that comes our way. So it is a normal police apparel.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And please, before we go, which routes have you agreed with the conveners of this protest?
With the leadership of the march. And we agreed that we're going to set off from Obra Spot through Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue. Then we turn left at Farisco to the 2UC Junction. Then Accra Technical University, Yoko. Then Professor Atamel's High Street, onto the old House of Folk Park near the Art Center. That is the route.
Well, we wish you well for today's operations.
Thank you very much.
So you can find that when the cameras go there, we have a number of the lined up police personnel. Initially, they had been in great form, being addressed by the leadership of the police force here, and many of them are here battle ready and making sure that no holds are barred as far as making sure they keep the peace and ensure that the protesters or the marchers keep to the routes that have been agreed between them, with the Ghana Police Service as well as the conveners of the protest. But let's just give you a sneak preview again. This is the type of crowd you're seeing. Again, it hasn't started. We're told by the leadership of the convener.
Roland Walker there earlier. Now, a host of NDC bigwigs are also embarking on this demonstration. Some of them have been speaking to Joy News.
We have been protesting against this agreement in Parliament. We did all we could do in our power to block it. Unfortunately, we didn't have the numbers. Our colleagues on the other side, on the majority side, remain belligerent and very adamant and nonchalant. They were hell-bent on railroading the agreement, rushing it through Parliament, and what we consider to be an abuse of majority. And so, having walked out of Parliament, we serve notice that that will not be the only action we will engage in. That will not be the last time the people of Ghana will hear from us in protesting against this agreement. So this is one of the options that we have decided to embark on to join this demonstration. It's a first step. We are considering other options, including legal suits, getting the Supreme Court to render that agreement null and void, because we hold strongly that the agreement before it came to Parliament ought to be executed in line with Article 75(2). It was not executed, and so Parliament engaged in been an unconstitutionality. We are very clear in our minds about that. But we'll wait and hear what the eminent, venerable Supreme Court judges will say. We are also considering other manifestations, including public fora, lectures, and picketing. All we can do democratically and constitutionally within the remit of the law to put pressure on government, on President Akufo-Addo, to take Ghana out of this agreement, which is not in our interest. We also want the United States of America, our good friends, to see us and to see that we don't want a permanent military base in our country. We don't want a permanent military presence. We don't want an agreement signed in perpetuity, as Article 19 of the agreement clearly stipulates, so that they can also advise themselves and pull out of Ghana. Ghana should not be one of the countries they should be considering for this kind of agreement. Better still, this whole agreement can be reviewed and renegotiated so that we can have a win-win situation, which will be in the mutual beneficial interest of both countries. But as things stand now, the agreement is very lopsided and it's very much against the national interests of Ghana, is against the sovereignty, is against our dignity, and it is an affront to our people.
Basically looks more NDC than anything, won't you say?
Well, NDC is a big party. There's a chunk of Ghanaians living in Accra. So if you see majority of people here as NDC members, that tells you how strong the party is.
But you are a member of parliament. Yes. You're not only a member of parliament, you're a very experienced member of parliament. An agreement that has been passed by the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana holds. Why all these?
Well, the agreement had been passed by one side of Parliament, not under a unanimous decision. This is the agreement which the minority of Parliament walked out. We expressed our views. We told the Speaker that we cannot be part of something that we think is not legal. First of all, the agreement was not executed because Article 75 of the Constitution, 75(2) of the Constitution, that says that the President shall execute or cause to be executed an agreement that will be ratified by Parliament. Now, this agreement was not signed, which means that the agreement was not executed. So we cannot be part of an illegality which from the Constitution. So what are we actually even ratifying if there is no agreement at all? That is number one. Number two, the agreement came that Parliament cannot make any amendment to the provisions of that agreement, which means that those provisions that we think are not in the best interest of Ghana, we cannot make any change. So are we to rubber stamp that agreement? We don't want to be part of the process where we will be rubber stamping something. Though we think that as the people's representatives, it is not in the best interest of our people. We should go and rubber stamp it. Now, based on these two reasons, we told Mr. Speaker that we cannot be part of that process, and we walk out. So yes, the agreement has been passed by Parliament, but try to qualify it that it was passed by only one side of the House.
That is binding on you or not, whether you walked out?
It is binding on the people of Ghana, including me, and that is why this demonstration is drawing down to the President that the agreement that was passed by his party in Parliament is something that is not in the best interest of this country. They should look at it again, bring it back to Parliament. Parliament should be given the power to amend those provisions that we think are not in the best interest of this country. They will support it. Because we know that military cooperation exists between Ghana and the US. So we cannot say that will not continue. But the new agreement is not in the best interest of this country. And that is the reason why we don't want to be part of it. So yes, the agreement should be brought back to Parliament. Parliament should be allowed to amend those provisions that will be in the best interest of this country, that we all support it. But as it is now, we want to tell the President that it is not good for us as a country. And we want to tell all Ghanaians that if they don't rise up to tell the President that what he has done is not in the interest of this country, then when the effect of this agreement start to have repercussion on the people of this country, we in minority, NDC should not be blamed, but the MPP.
What are the effects? There will be no effect. There will be no military base to be established or built in Ghana. That's a consistent refrain we keep hearing from government.
One of the effects is that the U.S. Army and their contractors can enter this country without visa. That is one. They can enter this country without visa, and visa also bring in revenue to us. That is one. Another one is that all the equipment that they are bringing are tax-free. Once they are tax-free, we are also losing revenue. Another effect is that they can have access to our installations. Installations that are to protect the security of this country. The U.S. military can have access to it. When they have access to these installations, what are they coming to do that we should not even have protection to decide whether we should monitor them or not? All this can have effect on us as Ghanaians. And these military men, the U.S. military men, will come to this country. They walk free around. They mingle with us. We don't know what they'll be doing. There are certain things that people are even thinking that this is a way that this country is allowing same-sex, gradually bringing same-sex into this country. You know, U.S. has endorsed same-sex.
Well, but that's going above the board and trivializing trivializing the issues.
It's a process of indoctrinating.
All right, but before I let you go, though, I know what the refrain and the consistent position of you and the members of your party as well as this movement is. The Deputy General Secretary of your party, Akufo-Addo, is just behind the BNI cells. We know he's been charged for treason. Our correspondent consistently have been on the beat. But what's your position on his arrest? What he said in the first place and subsequently his arrest and detention?
For what he said has been described by them as a treason.
What do you think it is?
Well, it is for the court to decide that. I don't think what he said is treasonable. Go to the Constitution, read what constitutes a treasonable act. Look at it and see what Koku said is something that is treasonable. So first of all, what he said is challengeable in court. Now, allow or grant him bail, get him his lawyers, send him to court, let him go and defend himself in court. Why are you detaining him? Why you don't want to allow him to be bailed? So my concern is that whether it's treasonable act or what, allow him to defend himself in court, because there is no case now in Ghana that are not bailable.
That's it. So, well, we wish all the best for today's match. And that's Member of Parliament for Ketu North, James Kluche Aveji. But there are a number of scenes taking place here.
Let's go live to the demonstrators now and catch up with the latest. Hello, Maxwell. Maxwell Agbagba, yes, you're with the demonstrators. Where exactly are you now, and what can you report?
Okay, so Ben, we just got to
You're welcome to join.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We want to find out from you your assessment of this demonstration so far.
Well, I think that so far it's been very, very successful, largely very peaceful, I think it is well-intentioned. It is actually a bipartisan sort of demonstration, and I think that each and every person here is well-intentioned. It is a very, very simple call we are making, that we must guard and respect our sovereignty as a people. Today I am here as a citizen of Ghana, not a spectator, in the words of my president, to ask him to listen to the citizens. You can see there's a lot of solidarity for this march. There are so many people here from all walks of life. Even workers in various offices have come out to show their support. So we are particularly delighted that today everybody who loves Ghana is here with us.
Okay. Now, your government, actually, we are told that your government signed this particular agreement in the year 1998 and then re-signed it in 2015. A lot of people are raising concerns. Why you on the streets demonstrated when the whole agreement was shrouded in some kind of secrecy when you were in government?
There are different terms to every agreement. The past two agreements did not contain any waivers of our sovereignty at all. Indeed, a comparison between those ones and this one shows that this one is more detailed. It does not contain a termination clause. It doesn't give us a duration. It actually allows them waivers on immigration processes as and when they come here. It also allows them to construct a military base. So it is largely different from existing agreements, and I do believe that you have heard the minority in Parliament speak largely to these matters. Indeed, when the memorandum accompanying the current document was placed before Parliament, it clearly indicated that the existing agreements had all expired or had reached their termination, calling for a review and, for that matter, a new agreement to be signed. The question is that why did we not sign on the same terms and conditions as the existing ones? And if there's any reason why this particular document is different, we should be told why it should be different. So our matter is very, very simple. I think you've heard several people. I have heard many other experts speak to the matter. I've received many correspondences from even people within the military, because on the other hand, such agreements are also reciprocal. A certain reciprocity in this matter, but unfortunately, we do not see it in the particular instance.
Okay, but let me find out before I leave you. How does President Mahama feel about this particular agreement?
I have no clue. Today I'm here merely as a citizen, participation into a cause I think very close to my heart. I haven't asked him, and as I we are lucky in that regard. We have former presidents, former presidents. Each of them served in the higher. We'll have some idea they choose to share to do that we want to see.
Thank you very much. So you just heard from the spokesperson for President John Dramani Mahama, Bob Okhtari. I'm talking to she's here as a citizen of the country. She said today she's here as a citizen of this country, and she's here to also register her displeasure about the cooperation agreement, the military cooperation agreement between U.S. And then Ghana. I've seen Dr. Kobe Mensah of the University of Ghana Business School. He has been working for the entire distance. Doc, how is it going for you?
Oh, very well, thank you. I think the demand has been very useful. I think they conducted themselves in a manner that actually deserves a commendation. And I'm sure the message is actually getting out there that the entire country is actually against this particular deal. As you can see, a cross-section of Ghanaians are here voicing out their anger about this particular deal. No one is actually saying that we disagree with America-Ghana, cooperation, but we are saying that the deal as it is, the details as it is, Ghanaians don't like it. And therefore, the American public should understand that we are not happy, and they should also put pressure on their government. Congress should put pressure on its government to make sure that perhaps something could be done about this, because a cross-section of Ghanaians disagree with the deal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kobe Mensah. I just had Dr. Kobe Mensah of the University of Ghana also shared his views about this demonstration. It's really going to be a long walk, but I'm the long walk and the demonstration also, there are some people who are fun on the side, enjoying some, Jama songs right now. Let's get into the crowd. Let's find out what the feeling is like, here. For those who are singing endlessly, they seem not to be, tired about what is happening right now. Let's find out from them. You are part of those guys, playing the music here. Tell us, why are you here demonstrating?
Yeah, I'm here because Ghana is going to sell to Americans. That's why
Ghana is what?
They want to sell Ghana to Americans.
They're going to sell Ghana to Americans?
Yes, they want to sell it to Americans.
Who told you that?
According to the agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much are they selling Ghana for?
$20 million.
Okay.
And even McLessen is even more than 20 million. McLessen is even more than 20 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you are part of this demonstration?
Exactly.
So you are resisting the sale of Ghana?
The sale of Ghana. What do you mean?
But tell me, a lot of, for those kicking against, this cooperation agreement, tell us, what do you think are the repercussions of this agreement?
The repercussions is a big problem for Ghana. Because for Americans to come here with ID card, without passport, in fact, it's very disaster. How can you, identify people who are coming to the country without passport? It's disaster. And somebody is saying that, they are coming here without paying any tax. Fine, that one maybe we can consider. But for you to say that, the person should come, you will search him, he's going out, you will search him. In fact, please, you are a media man, you know better. You have to tell the man, this is not a good agreement. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned earlier, it has been a long walk, but the walk is not just for the young. And we have some older folks also. Abom says, let me talk to this old woman and then find out from her what it has been like, walking all the way from Circle to the Accra Technical University. Mommy, where do you feel? How old are you?
Missy, Akufo-Addo, 1966. No mutu wami kuma. Manko school biom. Mi papa no mutani ko Togo. No muka ka ho. En tokwa.
What's it? Can somehow can come?
Missy, 1966 la kwami kuma ko he.
Yeah.
That time na mi one for.
Okay. No, well, she says during the 1966 school to overthrow Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, she was in Form 4. I didn't know what joining the demonstration
military form about
okay.
Yampe.
Into Mumpe military for no.
Yampe.
Okay.
Yampe.
Mumpe military for.
Yampe.
Okay. Well, essentially what she is saying is that they are against, the cooperation deal between Ghana and then the U.S. We have some other people here with us. Okay, so he's not willing to talk to us. Let's talk to a lot more people. Sir, what's your name?
Pardon?
What's your name?
Amabe.
Eben, tell us why you're part of this demonstration today.
Pardon?
Tell us why you are part of this demonstration today.
Yes, I'm part of this because I believe in the sovereignty of Ghana. No amount of money should be able to buy the sovereignty of the people of Ghana. The people of the representative of the people in parliament should know that they are there for the people and not for themselves. They should be able to listen to the people. We say no to the selling of our sovereignty. Nana cannot sell the sovereignty of Ghana. He should think twice and go and review what he has signed. Because we are not agreeing to that. We say no and no and no.
What's your point of departure with this, agreement? Because some people tell us that even though they are in support of it, they think the entire agreement itself really would not augur well for this country. Yes. What is your point of departure?
My point of view is that yes, the entire agreement will not augur well for Ghana.
The entire agreement. Okay.
Yes, because even where you have cited that base, or where you want the US to cite their base, it's too unacceptable. We cannot accept it as Ghanaians. How our airport? The US president described Africans as shithole, and our president in the next moment has become a shithole because he has accepted what the US want, not what Ghanaians want. He should listen to what Ghanaians want. We don't want a shithole government, and we don't want a shithole US in our nation.
By deduction, are you rejecting this agreement because it's coming from the US? Or would you have accepted it if it were coming from another country?
Ghana and Akufo-Addo should go and read the agreement between the Kenyans and the British government and the Northern Ireland government. The people of Kenya are signed to an agreement that will benefit the whole of Kenya, not their president, not an individual. So Akufo-Addo should know better. He should do what will favor the people of Ghana and not what will favor him.
Would you have accepted if the agreements, the terms of agreement, were mutually beneficial, just as they can come in with their goods uninspected, without paying import duties and paying, all kinds of duties? Would you have accepted a deal if the same terms had gone in favor of Ghana?
I would have accepted the deal should the deal comply with the laws and regulations of Ghana, because what the US is coming to do here at the end of the day will not affect America, but may affect Ghana. And therefore, whatever agreement should be signed should be in favor of the people of Ghana, not to the favor of the US. That is why we are here today demonstrating to tell Akufo-Addo that, yes, the people of Ghana understand their sovereignty. We understand the freedom that our people, our forebearers, fought with their blood and toiled for us. Therefore, we shall protect the sovereignty of Ghana forevermore.
Okay. Thank you very much. Eben, the demonstration is continuing. Currently, we are at the Kimbu Secondary School. Now, some of the demonstrators are sprinkling water. We want our cameraman to hand right now so we can get what is happening right in the middle of the road. I'm assuming that a lot of them are tired at this point. They are sprinkling water on themselves, singing, drumming, drumming and all of that. It's getting heated here. Interesting placards a lot of them are holding. Some of them are saying Akufo-Addo is corrupt. Some of them, I cannot really read them on air right now. But I have with me the National Vice Chairperson of the NDC, Madam Anita Disoso. Would want to interact with her shortly and then find out from her how this demonstration is going so far. Madam Disoso, you're welcome to join us.
Thank you very much.
What's the assessment of the demonstration so far?
I'm so happy this morning. If you watch the crowd, yesterday, the incident that happened, people thought that people would not come out. But today, they have really turned up. And I thank them very much. We also thank the media. And we hope and pray that we will be going to other regions to demonstrate, to tell Donald Trump that we are not a shithole country and that he should sit down and watch Africa. Surely we will come out victorious.
So we're going to see a replication of this demonstration across the nation?
No, this is only Greater Accra. And we are going to do that in other regions. Okay. New market on the wall. Okay. Maybe next one will be from Volta.
You're the National Vice Chairman of the Vice Chairperson of the NDC. Your Deputy General Secretary, Akufo-Addo, is not here. Have you heard from him? Knowing how interested he is in this demonstration?
No, this morning I have not heard from him, but I know he's well. And I also learned that they have taken him to court so that they can remind him. So we don't know how far it's true, but some of our men are there and we are here. Maybe they wanted to do that to disrupt this demonstration so that we'll all be at the court. But God's so good. We are here and they are there, and I hope he's fine and everything will be okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Disoso. Madam Anita Disoso is the National Vice Chairperson of the National Democratic Congress. We've seen the General Secretary himself, General Mosquito, here with us. We'll be talking to him shortly. But what is happening right now? We have the students from the Kimbu Secondary School actually out of their classrooms, all of them waving at the demonstrators right now, and they are in turn waving back. Some of them are doing the sign of change at this point. Interesting scene here at the Kimbu Secondary School. These kids, these children are not in class at the moment. All of them have come outside and they are doing the sign of change. And the demonstrators here are very happy, to see them doing the sign. Interesting thing happening here on the ground. Some of the teachers are also out. I want my cameraman to come so we can see what is happening at this point. Let's of what is happening. Now let's talk to the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, General Mosquito. Now, General, are you excited by the numbers?
Very well, because this thing happened within 24 hours. We joined it within 24 hours, and this level of crowd has attended. I think it is good.
So what is going to be the next line of action? We know that government has rectified this. We know there are a lot of Putin courts challenging this.
We will continue engaging in unspecified democratic manifestations to ensure that victory is achieved. And what I mean by victory is that we have to come to a time when the government will withdraw this agreement and either abolish it completely, or if, because Ghana is a non-aligned country, we don't want foreign troops to be stationed on any inch of our soil. In the alternative, if it becomes imperative
My colleague Maxwell Agbaba bringing us a feel of what's happening with that particular demonstration. They're currently around the Accra Technical University. You just saw some students there of Kimbu Secondary Technical waving at the demonstrators. But so far, he's spoken to some bigwigs of the National Democratic Congress, Anita Desoso, saying that they hope to replicate this demonstration in other regions. But what at all has led to this? What is the story so far?